said, we'll be starting with the new last topic of the first chapter, which is called brand positioning, in the introduction chapter, where we will be taking brand management. So what is brand positioning? So I'll be talking about that. Basically, we'll move. 1 second, give me 1 second, let me just attach my Wacom tablet so that I can write. Okay. Okay, so when we do brand positioning, basically we want to position our brand in the minds of the people. Why do we do that? So there's so many importance attached to this word called positioning of your brand, because there are so many brands that are already existing in the market. So how are you going to position them against other competitive brands? So you will have to really work hard on this matter, because you want to cut an edge. You want to be above your competitor. You want to create a permanent and a long lasting image in the mind of your consumers. So how are you going to do that? Unless you have a good quality product, unless you have got real strategy against the competitor, unless you have got lot of inputs, and you are way ahead of others. Somebody wants to enter the meeting, I think. Just let me see, because I started my lecture a little earlier so that I can finish the topic, but you all should join on time. Otherwise it becomes very tedious for me to go back to the previous. I won't be able to now. I'll have to end the show. So sorry. 1 second. Something is wrong with the Oh God. So anyways, I'm not letting anybody enter the meeting now. The class has already started, and I'm not in a position to go back and allow that person to enter. So anyways, I was talking about brand positioning. So what is the importance of brand positioning? The first one I've already written here. The first one is, oh God, 1 second. Okay. So first is the break through the clutter. What does that mean? Basically, if you have positioned your brand very nicely and strategically, it clears the clutter. It is able to break through the clutter. Basically, a clear brand positioning will enable to efficiently and effectively communicate and reach the target audience, because you are very clear in your mind, because you have to know your brand thoroughly in case you are in brand management, because then you will be able to think in a very creative manner, put forward many new ideas, and your brand positioning has also to be very unique so that it is very catchy, because there are hundreds of brands in the market, thousands of brands, to be very frank, to be very precise, lakhs of brand for the same product. Okay, so how you position yourself, your key statement, your that has to come, it has to be very 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 catchy, so that people, they whenever they hear about your brand, that things should come to their mind. So you have to break through the clutter. There are so many, clutter means there are so many things already available they are there for the consumers to choose from. Why would they choose your brand? So make a statement, make a, your statement has to, again somebody I think wants to enter the meeting, anyways. So every day consumers are bombarded with lots of new product, lots of marketing people, lots of advertisements, sales messages, there is constant hammering on the minds of the consumer. So if your brand positioning is not strong, they may forget about you. Even if your brand is very good in quality, even though you have worked over the years to make your brand a good name, but in the end, positioning is very, very important to break through the clutter, because they nowadays, in this age of technological revolution, even global companies from all over the world, they are able to reach out to the common people anywhere in the world. So for that thing you will have to work extra hard. Okay, so everyone is vying for the time and attention. You have to constantly keep on hammering your consumers with your advertisements, with your positioning. Okay, keep on telling them. उसमें बहुत सारे approaches आएंगे that I will be dealing with one by one in the coming few minutes. So in the midst of all these of clutter, all this of noise, what happens is your brand positioning should break through this clutter by speaking directly to your consumer, to the people who are the direct buyers. Okay, the people you want to attract through your brand positioning. Okay, the second point that here I'm going to talk about is create market differentiation. Now what does this mean? This basically means that thousands of similar products are there already in the market. For example, if you want to start your coaching institute, there are so many people already there. But will you think, okay, there's no point of starting my business because there are already so many people there? But still you can make a difference because there is competition. So what happens, you may want to start with your new transportation app. You may say, no, already Uber is there, Ola is there, I will not be successful. No, it is all about your first of all your services, definitely. Secondly, there is a cutthroat competition. When people have already got fed up of Uber and Ola because of their attitude problem, because they don't want to go for short distances. So when a new player enters the market, what happens at that time? People definitely want to try them out, right? And when in the initial year, when you are entering the market, people are already fed up of previous players in the market for the same game. So definitely they are also looking for a change. And in these years, initial years, if you are able to provide a good service to them, they will stick to you. They will definitely want to give you a chance. So don't ever think that there are already hundreds and thousands of players in the market. What will I do? You will be able to make your name. You will be able to do well because people are always looking for better options. Isn't it? So third point here that I would like to discuss in this point, in this category of importance of brand positioning, is ease in purchase decision. That means consumer wants easy decision. Nowadays, when I said there are thousands of alternatives available to them, so they don't want to spend lot of time in trying and testing each and everything. So once they read your text, once they get to know what you are going to offer, most of the time they make their decision based on that. So you should supply them with enough material so that they can make their decision easily. Okay, supply with them lot of free products, sample products. Okay, supply with them all the FAQs related to your products. even if you have to make hypothetical FAQs. Sometimes you may think these FAQs are not from the directly from the customers, so you can create your own FAQs, because these are the questions that may arise in the minds of the consumer. So when you provide all of these things, they are able to make the decision easily. Haven't you seen in Amazon sites and other places where whenever we want to select a product, we definitely go to the FAQ section, that is frequently asked question of the customers. So once we read that, we also go towards the reviews section, how people have given the reviews about the same product. If there are positive reviews, even if there are negative reviews, people make their purchasing decisions based on them. So if you are building up your business in the brand positioning, you have to include each and everything here, so that customers are not left with a question mark in their mind. They should get immediate answer for every query that they have. Okay, now the fourth point here will be competition on the basis of value but not the price. That means whether a brand is consumed by the mass market or it is a luxury item, limited luxury item like Rolls Royce or something, Rolex or something. Okay, now brand positioning gives a clarity to the marketer on a specific value. How does it do that? Like, your value is what you offer your customer. Okay, how it satisfies their need. Maybe they want mass, maybe they want luxury, so you have to cater to that. All right, now once your company is listed in the Fortune 500 company, definitely you have created your brand positioning there. Okay, so without brand positioning, people will think that you are not offering anything. It's all ambiguous for them. Okay, now here you can see one picture. I'm so sorry, it's not very clear, but still you can see the market share and other. Let me change the ink here because it's white background, so I will have to take some dark color. Okay, you will also have to see for the market share. Identify competitors in the market, as I told before. Sorry, where are they positioned? So you have to also look at that. So sometime this is the location where they are positioned, so you have to look at that also. Where will you keep your brand? So that sometimes it is thought that you should never keep yourself near to a popular brand, because then people are already going for that. But sometimes it gives an added advantage. Okay, so then you also have to decide on provider's position relative to the rival. Okay, then develop your selling proposition. Okay, then look for market gaps. This is the most important thing. Okay, you have to, whenever you are starting with your new brand, or whenever, even if you are not starting your brand but you want to reposition your previous brand, then you have to look for the gaps. You have to study the market in such a way that you know how you are going to position it. Where some other competitors are doing something which is which you can catch hold of, that they are wrong here, so these are the gaps that you will fill in. So there is ample scope. Never think that there are so many people already there in the market. Nowadays, you see, I've recently started listening to the YouTube channel called Josh Talk, TED Talks and all. So there are so many entrepreneurs who are entering the market, and within 2 or 3 years, because of the technological revolution of internet and other things, they are able to make it big in just a span of 2 years. Where earlier, it used to take 30, 40 years to build a business. But now, a little bit of technological knowledge, digital marketing, and you are there. All right. So you should have, you have to open up yourself to find the gaps. Wherever there are gaps, that gap means a problem. and if you are able to provide a solution, you will be able to make it. Okay, and your product has to be 100% original. That is not that it has not to be said, it has to be always there. You have to be unique, you have to be original. Okay, plagiarism and other copying thing will never make a difference, because there are hundreds of people who are doing that. Now, brand positioning, if I have to look at this picture, okay, anyways, we'll keep this picture as standby. Now, brand positioning must make sure of certain things: whether your brand is unique, whether it has got distinctive characteristics, whether to the competitors. Definitely, when you are entering the market, you should be able to speak against your competitors without taking their name. Okay, you know that this is the gap that they have. So now when you are launching, for example, like I just said, Ola and Uber, they are already there in the market, and there is a problem existing there. What can you do? Make a tagline that hits both of them without taking their name. So make an advertisement. You can make an advertisement for example, you have Ola and Uber ka ikattha kar lo. You have come up with a new brand called Olair. Suppose I'm just giving you an example. Just it is an idea that has just struck me right when I'm giving you a lecture, so you all can encash on it. So make a brand called Olair and make a tagline that we even go short distances, right? That will hit them and people will start coming towards you. All right. So this is how you will position yourself in that category. Now, second point that you have to keep in your mind while positioning your brand. I need actually a blank space so that I can write. So I'll what do I do? I'll write it here only. Anyways. So you have to make sure that whether your brand is significant and whether it is encouraging to the niche market which is already existing. Okay. Now, third point that you will have to keep in your mind is whether is it appropriate to all the major geographical market and the businesses that are there in all over the world. Okay. Now, another point that comes to your mind, whether your proposition is validated. ऐसी हवा में किले तो नहीं बना सकते हो ना. You have to support it with your lot of hard work and backup. Okay. You have to be unique, you have to be appropriate, you have to have original product, but you have to give the services. You just can't सिर्फ बोल बच्चन नहीं होना चाहिए ना. It should really be a competition, means a real competition. When you are going to give tucker to Ola and Uber who are already there, so you have to have a good backup system. Don't start in from a weak position. Okay, in the initial year you will have to work 1,000 times harder, but once you make your name and continue giving the best services, you will be there. Okay. Now, another thing that you will have to keep in your mind, that is your brand positioning sustainable. Can it be delivered constantly all across the places and every time? That you have to keep in your mind. It should be sustainable. It should not be like, oh my God, you have given so much of money and so much of funding has been given to the brand positioning only. So it should be continuous. So for that, you have to really work hard on your budgets. You have to keep aside a certain amount for that, positioning, constant hammering in the market. Okay. So for sustainable, you have to understand how you will do. So this will come into the marketing and budgeting section. So you will have to, incorporate many areas in your new entrepreneurship, where you will be hiring in some financial consultant, how to go about it, how to get the funding done. Okay. Now, Another point that you will keep in your mind while you are positioning your brand is whether is it helpful for the organization to achieve the financial goal that you have kept. Okay, financial goal should also be achievable. If you are positioning your brand and putting so much of hard work and money in that, ultimate aim is to get your financial goal at place. So whether by doing all of these things will you be able to attain it, that you have to keep in your mind all the time. Okay, last but not the least, you will also have to make sure that is it able to support and boost up your organization. If it is not going to happen, then continue doing the small work for some more time till you get more confident. And when you launch your thing, you should be ready with, you should be ready for so many things, because there are competitors who are going to put you down. There are so many demands that will exist in the market because of you have already entered the market, and you will not be able to cater to those demands. Then again, it goes in the negative direction, isn't it? So make sure that you will be able to sustain it, and make sure that it boosts up your organization in the long run. So brand positioning involves basically identifying and determining points of similarity and differences so as to ascertain the right brand identity and to create a proper brand image. Okay? Now sometime I'll not take right now that topics. Right now I have this picture that has come up in front of me, so I would like to talk about this. As I said, I'm keeping this picture as a standby. Now you look at this apple. Basically, it is to challenge the status quo and to think differently. Microsoft, basically to empower every person and organization on the planet to achieve more. What is Disney's brand positioning? See, to create happiness for people of all ages everywhere. Tesla का क्या है? To accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. वही तो है ना, Tesla is going to make all electric cars. So sustainable energy की तरफ उसका focus है. So next is Harley Davidson. इसका hog का भी मैंने आपको बहुत बड़ा अच्छा दिया था ना, hogs. So it's basically a motorcycle company. Basically it gives it comes up with very high luxury item, and it's a dream motorcycle for everybody, mostly Americans. ठीक है? Now Coca-Cola का क्या है? To refresh the world and inspire moment of optimism and happiness. Facebook, how it connects people, to give people the power to build community so that we can bring the world closer together. Google, as you all know, it's a maximum highly used search engine to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. It becomes so easy nowadays to get anything with the help of Google. Now Starbucks Cafe, how does it basically inspire and nurture the human spirit, one person and one cup at a time, right? So this is how they have positioned themselves in front of you, because these are their positioning statements, all right? And that actually fascinates us, that actually makes us in a state of awe. We get addicted to them. We know that they are there. Okay, now there are certain errors in positioning your brand sometimes. So when you are into brand management, you will have to make sure that you are not under positioning your brand, you are not over positioning your brand. There should not be confused positioning, there should not be double positioning. Okay, so what is under positioning? Basically, this is a scenario in which the customers have a blurred or unclear image of the brand. So you have to make sure that you make it clear. The blurred image should not be there. Make it very clear, very, very obvious. Over positioning, sometime in this scenario what happens, customers have too much knowledge or awareness of the brand, so that sometime should not be done. Like, you should not open up your Pandora box, everything should not be open up. It should be one statement, but it should be able to, like, let the people start thinking about it. Don't open everything in front of them. So over positioning should never be done. Okay, what is confused positioning? Here, in this, what happens, customers have a confused opinion about the brand. They know something, but they're still confused. They are not in a deciding position. They are confused. So here these people can be made your permanent customers if you clear all those confusion in their mind. Okay, so these types of confused positioning type, you have a scope here of converting those customers into your permanent customers, because they know something but still are not in a position where they are undecided. What is double positioning? So in this, what happens, the consumer, they basically don't accept the claims of your brand, but they basically have two things in their mind, because they think of other brands as better than you, and you, in a position to clear that doubt, you also try to double position yourself. You say, no, our brand is better than them also, we also offer that. So you have to make sure that you are unique there. Okay, you don't have to take name of your competitors also. Never do that double positioning. Okay, make your position clear, and don't say we are better than them, but it has to be done in a very strategic manner. This topic I'm going to take up in another lecture also, so don't worry. Double positioning is something which is really important to understand, because here people are not able to accept your brand, the claims of your brand, because the way you have positioned is something like that confuse them. Okay, now there are certain pictures that I have added here in this, like 13 positioning examples. Okay, now this picture I have taken from PLM Associates, which is there's a book called Advanced Brand Management. Okay, so here you see Pampers, what are the benefits of Pamper, then Toyota and Sony ka kya hai, Rolls Royce ka kya hai. So price wise, how they have differentiated. Here there are so many, Lexus, Toyota, Sony and Rolls Royce, how they have differentiated: low, bargain, moderately, high. So when the price is low, people are going to buy, they definitely look at so many aspects, whether they want to buy a luxury car, or whether they want to have low bargained car where they just have to do their work, because most of the people, they don't have lot of money, they just want their work done. So if they have got a little more, so they can go for moderately high premium brands. Okay, now relative to the leader, Kellogg's and Ralston, ये foreign का company है, Fruitvale. So these are also different types of brand management positioning. Okay, uses Dayquil, NyQuil. NyQuil is actually tablet which is taken during the night time for throat and all, so that you get a sound sleep. So some tablets that can be taken during the daytime. So target user, Johnson's, they always target the infants, okay, and the babies. Head and shoulder, they always come up with a problem, that is dandruff hair, thin hair, or whatever. So and then they provide a solution. So this is their positioning, how they position themselves. Now Carefree's sanitary napkin company, they deal with the emotions of of the young girls, of women. Okay, personality. Okay, then aspiration. Nike का कल मैंने आपको बताया था, like like Nike has come up with a very good brand positioning because they deal with the winning attitude of the sports people. They always keep those celebrities as their people who endorse their brand during the matches also. So they would like to wear those Nike t-shirt, Nike shoes. So there's so many things that are there. People aspire to become like them, isn't it? So Disney, basically corporate identity, then causes and value, the World Wildlife Fund. So they have got social cause attached to that, values attached to, we have to take care of the pandas. So they have deliberately kept the picture of panda because it is an endangered species in China, and it's so beautiful that like it captivates other. But then they have a social, not a social cause, it's basically an environmental cause, because they care for those animals who are on the verge of extinction. So that is the value attached with that. Okay, so with this we'll go to the different approaches to positioning. Okay, let me keep a tab on the time also. Okay, so we still have 20 minutes to go. Okay, now approaches to your brand positioning. As I have written already all those bullet points here, you can see product approach, which is also called characteristics or the customer benefit approach, then price quality approach, application or use approach, product class approach, cultural symbol approach, competitor approach, user class approach, and specific usage approach. Okay, now going one by one, I'm going to talk about them. So here the product attribute or characteristic approach or a customer benefit approach. So here what happens, a product attribute is a specific feature or benefit of the product, and positioning your brand in such a way that it focuses on one or two of the product's best feature or best benefit that it gives to the consumer relative to the competitor who are offering it. So example again, same that I just gave you, Ola and Uber. So you have to understand the best thing that they give, uske competition mein aapka kya ja raha hai. Next point here is price quality approach. Now product attribute mein there's one more thing that you have to understand is in this case positioning is done keeping in mind that the product characteristics or the and also the benefits that you give to the customer. Okay, so this refers to the advantages that promote the well-being of the customer. Okay, sometimes a product attempts to position itself along two or more products characteristics. For example, Mahindra and Mahindra, they have come up with the SUV sports utility vehicle, which is both reliable and trendy. So instead of calling it a sports SUV, it calls it a MUV. That means two or more things are attached here. Then it is called MUV. Why? It is multi-utility vehicle. So not only it has got that strength that it can move anywhere. It has got multi-utility vehicle. So they have come up with this positioning. Okay. Now second is price quality approach. Here इसमें there is one more thing that I would like to talk about. Like मैंने जैसे अभी बताया आपका Mahindra and Mahindra का, Mahindra and Mahindra. Okay, here they combined the sports, they renamed the SUV as MUV. So here there are we also have like BMW. What is it that comes to your mind when you talk about driving a BMW? In your mind, it smooth driving, right? BMW. Okay. When you talk about Lexus, that means you think of luxury, isn't it? When you talk about Mercedes, What is it that comes to your mind? This is how they have, this is their brand positioning. This is how they have positioned. Driving, luxury, Mercedes को they have attached it with your prestige. Okay, this is how they have positioned. Volvo, they have attached them with them the safety feature. Volvo is for safety. Then Toyota, how they have positioned it? It is to do with the reliability. Okay, now then this is how Skyne का क्या रखा है? It's for the youth. Okay, so these are the various types of positioning that these different cars have got. Okay, then price quality approach. Let me erase everything from here so that I can go to the next topic. Okay, now price quality approach. In this, basically we want to justify various price categories, because sometimes your brand has got high, you take extra money, but then you have to justify it. Like manufacturer deliberately attempt to offer more in terms of service, feature, performance. All right, so in case of certain products which are premium products, okay, you have to justify, na? So how are you going to? You have to tell them that you are getting better service, better feature, better performance, right? Now that is why they are charging higher price. Okay, basically to cover higher cost, partly to communicate to the fact of that they are of higher quality. Okay, now for example मारुति सुजुकी, सेम कार का ही एग्जाम्पल ले लेते हैं. मारुति सुजुकी में they have got a lot of from very low cost vehicles, we have got even 12 to 13 lakh vehicle. So how did they do that? Basically, for Indian automobile system, they know that there are a lot of middle class people, so they have to cater to each and every one, isn't it? So there's Maruti 800 also available, isn't it? One second, I'll write it for you. Now Maruti 800 is there, which is the low price vehicle. Then Maruti Omni is there, that you van जो आप देखते हो ना, ठीक है. अब ये सब 2 lakhs 2 and 2.5 lakhs में आ जाती है, ठीक है. Now if you go to little higher, then you have got Maruti Zen, isn't it? Then you have WagonR. Okay, ये आपका है 2 lakhs 2.25 lakhs तक हो जाता है. ये आपका चला जाएगा अराउंड 2.25 से 3 lakhs तक चला जाता है, ठीक है. Then you have got Alto, Maruti Alto. Then you have got Maruti Suzuki, isn't it? Then you also have then Maruti Grand Vitara. Then SUV segment भी आ जाता है इसमें, which is आपका कितने में चला जाता है, 6 to 7 lakh में चला जाता है, ठीक है. That is how they have to. This is called price quality approach. As you move higher, the price goes higher, you get more benefit, more services in the same car. All right, space wise they also become bigger and bigger. So there is one more figure that I will show you later on. I think I have not added that picture here. Anyways, so next is application or use approach. Application or use approach. So this is another way to position, like what is the use of your product, what is the application. You have to tell your consumers about the benefit. So rather than on the as I said before, price के ऊपर based नहीं है, product के ऊपर नहीं है. You have to tell them, like some things are so easy to use without much thinking, without much taking advice from other people. So many of the medicines are like for this. For example, over the counter medicines. So you don't have to go to the doctor to get their prescription. You can use them directly. You can apply them directly. Okay. Next is product class approach. Product class approach means some products needs to make critical positioning. One second. This one. So talking about product class approach, so some product need to make a critical positioning decision that goes with the product class association. Like आपका Nescafe का एग्जाम्पल दिया हुआ है बुक में, Nescafe brew. Okay, it has positioned itself like a instant coffee. ठीक है. So this positioning strategy basically tends to take that leadership position in the coffee category in the overall market. So instant coffee, जैसे आपने instant coffee बोला, you get the name of Nescafe. So that becomes a class. Okay, statement with a journal message. हमेशा हर एक कंपनी ऐसी करती है, we are best in our field. Haven't you heard of this statement? We are best in our field. So every company has to have a tagline that they will not be using the same tagline, we are best, while talking they can say, but product class approach के हिसाब से जैसे Nescafe का हो गया instant coffee, so you have to come up with that idea in your mind. Sometime cultural symbol approach is there. While positioning your brand, you may think of using the cultural symbol. For example, there is a picture that I've added here. See, cultural symbol positioning strategy में here everywhere you see this lady with a bindi in the forehead, and this typically Indian lady with a parted hair and a tika on, and the brand name is Masala Tiffin. That means immediately what comes to your mind is your mother or whosoever does the cooking in the kitchen. All right, now then this is a lotus, then this is Maharaja, Air India ka, that strikes that hits the culture immediately. That means whenever you enter the Air India aircraft, you are going to get a Maharaja royal treatment. Okay, then Dena Bank mein why they have deliberately kept Saraswati ka photo here, nahi, Lakshmi ka photo here. These are cultural symbols. So they position themselves using their culture because they know it is going to hit the mindset of the people. Now Balaji ka you can see, Tirupati Balaji ka kaise inhone aise dala hai. So you Dhan Lakshmi Bank, why did they name it Dhan Lakshmi? Because people they are drawn towards this name. Lakshmi means, then Shadi.com mein you can see deliberately they have put this bindi here. Dabur, deliberately they have made this tree as a symbol, cultural symbol. Piramal, so all these are life. See how they have made this LIC ka, between two hands they have kept a diya which they don't want to extinguish. They are trying to safeguard it. That means it's a symbolic taking care of the life, so that this diya should not get extinguished. Then see यहाँ पे shrimp का how they have used this. Then here Fevicol में you can see क्या ad भी है. ITC hotel में see how they have made this. It's basically somebody is holding joining two hands together. Also it says that welcome, and also it shows that you are entering a lobby, ITC hotels. Okay, so then Times of India mein they've used these two elephants together. So these are called cultural symbol positioning. Okay. Basically, they want to make use of these to differentiate their brands from their competitor. And for example, Air India का, जैसे मैंने यहाँ पे बताया था आपको, they uses Maharaja as its logo, as if they're trying to show that you are welcome aboard and you will get a lot of Maharaja royal treatment with lot of respect, and and also symbolizing the Indian culture, Indian tradition of Maharajas and all. Okay. Now, competitors approach. Next point that I want to talk about is the competitor approach. कहाँ पे है ये रहा. Okay, here basically you are positioning in such a way that you want to put down the other person without taking their name. The competitor may have a firm, well-defined image which has been developed over the over so many years. Like abhi maine example Ola and Uber ka diya, they have already established. So how are you going to position your brand? So you will have to do something as a competitor. So we go even short distances like that. Tagline should be that. So in newspaper and magazine, like for example, lot of emphasis is given on the page 3, where Bollywood news is covered, parties are covered, and all uनका photos दिया जाता है. So the Hindustan Times says, sorry, इससे पहले ये I would like to talk about this. This is called competitor approach. Look at this, all of these brands on one side and Dr. Pepper on the other side. Okay, so look at them. True social distancing, how they have deliberately put all of them on the left side and the other one here, because Dr. Pepper is advertising here. True social distancing. Okay, and also definitely it is more or less towards it has got less sugar and all, वो तो अलग बात हो जाती है, but then they want to tell you that they are different from others. This is called competitors approach. Okay, one second, let me erase the ink so that you can see the clear picture. Now again, this is what I was telling you, the Hindustan Times ka ad hai ye, also has got pages 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why deliberately they have not written 3 here? Why they have not written 3? Because page 3 क्या होता है? Mostly gossips होता है, page parties का photo होता है, Bollywood का photo होता है. So Hindustan Times had taken जो बाकी जितने भी newspapers हैं, खासकर Times of India, they give lot of importance to page 3. Mostly people क्या करते हैं, सीधा page 3 का देखते हैं, because they are attracted towards them more. So Hindustan Times came up with the ad like it also has the pages 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 and 7. That apart, whereas Times of India focuses only on page 3, Hindustan उसका counter क्या करता है? It advertises like this. Hindustan Times के बहुत अच्छे हैं, like against its competitor. I have collected few of them for your to have fun. Okay, let me just erase the ink marks one more time. Okay, so this is one. Sense, not sensational. They want to say that their news makes sense. They don't want to just unnecessarily make it sensational. Okay, and then there's one more. You see, these are the total, I've collected all of them together. Sense, not sensational, because government malfunction matter more than wardrobe malfunctions. Then ये तो मैंने आपको बता ही दिया. Also has got this 1 to 4 and 6 and 7 pages. Spaces for business leader, not cheerleader. All right. Then read about political parties and not about the page 3 parties. For current affairs that goes beyond Bollywood affairs. Right? So this is how they have positioned themselves against all the other newspaper, that you read the real news. Don't go for only Bollywood news and cheerleaders and wardrobe malfunctions and not sensational news. Likewise. Okay. So moving ahead, we have to talk about now a user class approach here. That means this is another positioning approach where you have to associate the product with its user or the class of users. Makes of casual clothing like jeans have introduced designer labels to develop a fashion image. Then cosmetic brands like Revlon, L'Oreal and Lakme, they position themselves targeting the fashion conscious women, okay, or classy women, or people, women who are working 9 to 5, makeup that stays 9 to 5. That means you are working also, you're targeting those women who are working in the corporate or government offices from 9 to 5. So makeup brands have also come up with that, makeup that stays from 9 to 5, right? 9 to 5 तक वो हिलता नहीं है, मेकअप इतना ज़्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग होता है, राइट? देन यू हैव स्पेसिफिक यूजेज अप्रोच. इसमें क्या है, सम टाइम स्पेसिफिक यूजेज, जैसे आपका कैडबरीज का आ जाता है ना कभी कभी, फॉर दिवाली पैक, स्पेशल पैक्स आते हैं कैडबरीज के, कैडबरी सेल दिवाली सेलिब्रेशंस, हाँ, येस आई रिमेंबर दैट वर्क. So Cadbury celebration, so specifically for the Diwali के around they come up with this specific usage approach. But then इसका short term है, so they have to understand कि कितना उनको इस type का positioning करनी है, because Diwali is for only 1 month. उससे पहले जितना लेना देना होगा, after that they stop this type of positioning, because they know then it will not be sold. But they keep it in such a way Diwali, because when they say celebration, so it not only goes for Diwali, it also includes Christmas and also New Year. So this continues. Okay, I'm so sorry, I'm just making it so messy. Anyways, so this was it. I think time is also over. Yeah. So we'll talk about other case studies. There are 2 case studies that I wanted to do. One was Century Plywood, and then the other was with the it was to do with the Coca-Cola, I think. Yes, I think it was Coca-Cola and Century Plywood ka. I will do these 2 case studies with you to make you understand more about the brand positioning. Okay, so I'm going to wind up today's lecture here only, and discard all the annotations, stop sharing. Okay, so we'll see you next Wednesday. Till then, you enjoy your weekend, have a good day. Bye bye, all of you. Take care of yourself in this cold weather, and
Bye, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
welcome, beta.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah,
Bye, ma'am.
yeah, bye bye.